right, thank you, Kimmy. Well, as health insurance reform and all the things that means seem to keep getting closer and closer here, you probably have more and more questions. Well, our insurance expert, Craig Gusson, joins us here this morning to talk about the fact that you really need an expert on your side. You really need an agent to help you through this, but then you have to know the questions to ask the agent. So maybe we were putting the cart before us, talking about all this health insurance stuff before.
Well, I think you want to get educated about what's coming up, and then afterwards, then once you know that, then you say, okay, then you're going to go and you're going to find somebody to work with. And that's the hardest part, is how do you find somebody that knows, you know, what's out there, going to do the best job for you. And it's the biggest concern that we always have too is, and people always ask me, you know, the first question I always get is, you know, well, how much, what do you charge? And I explain to them that, like, you know, like in the travel agent business, we look at what is out there for you. There's 9 insurance companies, and we represent all of them. I mean, agents do. So we get paid by the insurance company the same way the doctors do. Our job is to work for the client. So if you're my client, I'm going to work with you. The insurance company is going to pay me, and we're going to look at everything out there and pick the best plan that's going to meet your particular needs.
So the questions that you start asking, like, what do you consider your role as my agent?
Yes.
So it's kind of gauge how they feel about their job and what their obligation is to you.
Right. You're going to want to know that, because one of the most important things that we deal with is when you come up for renewal, my rates are going up, what should I do? Well, your agent should be talking to you a couple times a year. Definitely when your policy is going to be renewing, we're going to know 45 to 90 days before it comes up, and we're going to know ahead of time. We can always plan on it. We also deal with, how come my bill went up? Why is this changing? And the big key is you have a claim. You and I talked in the past about you had this claim, and it's like, why did I have to pay this money? Well, we spend a lot of our time dealing with claims issue. We had a client whose daughter was in the hospital, and they took him in and was told that, yeah, they take the insurance company, but when the child came home, they got a bill for $500,000. And we spent a year negotiating that to get it down to zero. So our job is really to be proactive on your part. You don't know and understand that as well as we do. Let the agent help you, because that's really what we do for a living.
Okay, explain what your needs are and ask what they would do and why.
Right. And ask a lot of questions. If you're asking a lot of questions, you're going to get good answers. If they're not giving you the answers, or they're like miffed that you're actually even asking a lot of questions, that may not be the right agent for you. You want to get somebody you're comfortable with, and you want to get usually a referral from somebody you know, or somebody that knows somebody that can help you.
And again, going back to healthcare reform, you're asking this person what I should do to prepare for this as this comes up.
It's a big deal. The world has changed for every agent in the last couple of years. So you have to know the new things. You got to know that, you know, what are the healthcare reform laws? You want them to say, hey, are you certified? Are you a certified healthcare reform specialist? What have you done? Because in the old days, financial planners, automobile insurance agents, everybody was selling it. Now, I'm doing it 24 hours a day, and I'm barely keeping up with it. How can you be doing something else and trying to do this? So it's very important that you get that person. Then you want to say to them, okay, so tell me what else you do. Do you belong to the San Diego Association of Health Underwriters, which is the organization in San Diego, part of a national organization called the National Association of Health Underwriters, where agents get all their education. They're learning everything. You're hearing the latest things, because we're dealing with Congress in Washington, D.C., and we're also dealing with Sacramento. So we know what's going on, and we're hearing the latest.
Now, before I wrap it up here quickly, is it okay to ask for references? People don't do it. I know they should. And for those that are inclined, can they?
Always. I mean, if you say to me, hey, can I get some references? I'll go, yeah, you should be able to give them 5, 10 references easily. And also check out the website. You look at the website, you're going to get an idea of what else they do. And if somebody told me recently about an agent they were working with, doesn't even have email. So you really got to make sure that the person is up to date and everything, has a nice website, it looks good, and you get a better idea. And usually on there, you're going to get maybe some references and stuff like that.
All right, Craig Gusson, our insurance expert. We'll see you in another week or so as it continues to unfold, I guess.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Craig. All right, Mayor